I'm Kathy, and 89% of you have more functional brain tissue than I do. That's why it's called MS in the 11th percentile, because that's the size and amount of atrophy that my brain has experienced due to MS. And I've had the disease for 32 years now. And I'm happy to report that I'm still functional, walking, talking, all those sorts of things that you might not think would be easy for someone in the 11th percentile. But thankfully, it's all working out. So far, so good. My doctor asked me to kind of vlog my experience, and so I could see myself and see that I can trust my brain. I talked last time at the end of my video about possibly doing a video on the meaning of life. And it should be short, because the quick answer is I don't know. I don't know the meaning of life, okay? I just know that we need, all of us, a sense of meaningfulness. We need a sense that the things we're doing are contributing to our own lives, others' lives, and the greater world in some way. MS can make you lose that. We are so tuned in to our bodies, every little buzz, every little flicker, every time an eye goes out. We become very centered on fighting the illness and sometimes forget that all of the things around us, all the support mechanisms, etc., are very important to live a well-rounded life with MS. And this dovetails kind of into a recent video made by my neurologist, Dr. Aaron Boster, on his channel. And you can search it. It's 2 A's, AARONBOSTER. And it's what he calls a hard topic video. And it's about suicidality among MS patients and how MS patients have an increased risk for suicidality. I somewhat understand that. I've had dark days too. I've had dark months. I've had dark times. And I would love to not ever think that I had a choice to make, that I could kill myself. It does occur to me, though. It does occur to me when I feel particularly useless or particularly down or like I'm a particular burden to someone. And of course, nobody wants to feel that way. And I'm sure that my family, etc., would be devastated if I did it. My father's mother successfully suicided about 10 years younger than I am right now. He was 9 years old. It has never stopped affecting his life. So although I have sometimes considered it as an option when I felt things weren't tolerable for me, I always have to be sensitive to the idea that it would really, really psychologically harm my father in a lot of ways, and everyone else too. So meaningfulness. What do we do to get meaningfulness? One of the things we do is our jobs. We function in our jobs, and that gives us social contact. When I left my job on disability, I lost about 75% of my contact with the world, and I became naturally very lonely. It wasn't a happy experience. And people were jealous. They wanted to be out on, what they consider disability too, because I was still walking, etc. I just couldn't control my emotions. And nobody really picked up on it. They just thought it was a psychiatric problem. Nobody picked up on the pseudobulbar affect. My neighbor just started mowing his lawn. I hope you can't hear that. I'm in my office today, by the way, which is, the mess here, and it's not a fancy room so far. Okay, so meaningfulness. If I could wave a magic wand and have the job that I really wanted, that I think would make my life feel very meaningful, is to sort of gently catch newly diagnosed MS patients or those who are having a lot of psychological grappling going on with the changes and with the new routines and the new medications and maybe some of the practice phase of where you have to find the right fits for the medications. I would love to be someone who could use my significant and extensive lived experience of multiple sclerosis My mom had it when I was born, and I got diagnosed with it at 22. There's never been a moment of my life that I could be free of considering MS. As my mom was unable to take on her parenting roles and her housekeeping roles, and had to relegate those things to my dad and to me, it became you became all absorbed in it, and you didn't really get a chance to think about what you would rather be doing with your time. So now I found out that I have this tiny shrinking brain and that I'm focused on fighting it, but I oddly have lost my fatigue, and I've lost, which is great, and I'm not necessarily thinking clearly or learning things. Notice there's no fantastic splashy graphics or fun animations going on in these videos, because I'm probably never going to bother to take up the time to learn that, because that doesn't feel to me like a sense of meaningfulness. My dream job, though, would be to be available to newly diagnosed patients and to those patients who feel like they're struggling or need different coping mechanisms. I have a certification called Peer Support Specialist, and that means that I, unlike a regular therapist or psychiatrist or psychologist, can use my lived experience as I am hearing someone talking to me, and I ask them if I can ask a question, and I ask them what they've considered trying, and I tell them maybe strategies that have helped me out of my lived experience. And I think I have lived experience from every perspective, from the child of someone with MS, from the caretaker of someone with MS, and from being someone with MS. I would love to see a purpose develop out of all that experience. If I know one thing better than anything, I have postdoctoral work in having multiple sclerosis. I know I don't get a diploma for that or get to wear a mortarboard hat, but I feel like I have this wealth of knowledge, and I feel like maybe it's for a reason. And I know that when I watched Dr. Boster's video about suicidality in MS, that meaningfulness is such an important key to not considering checking out. Of course, it's always a consideration. For most MS patients, we feel like burdens, we feel like we're not going to be able to move forward with our life, we're not going to be able to live our dreams, meet our goals, those kinds of things. But I can tell you, after 32 years with this illness, a lot of that can be worked around, can be worked with. There's no reason to ever go into those dark places. And I certainly would like to stay out of them. I've been there, to stay out of those dark places. And so for me, the meaning of life is contributing something, learning something, feeling like I'm helping people. And ideally, I would love to do that with my fellow MS patients. Shout out to the person who left a really, really nice comment on one of my videos. She's in the 10th percentile, so sister from another mother. We're going through this together, and I'll try to keep you posted on anything that's helping. So far, getting into exercise and taking sugar out of my diet have been the two magic factors. So that's for the person who left the comment, whose name, of course, I can't remember, and I apologize. Next video, though, I am going to introduce you to someone who is very intimately acquainted with me. And I would like to say that I'm not a medical professional. Always follow your doctor's advice before you ever follow mine, unless he's telling you not to get on a disease-modifying therapy, because you need to. And if he says something different, chances are he's probably right and I'm probably wrong. Also, as always, I'm going to say goodbye by telling you that I hope you're living your best life with MS. Bye for now.